I just found out that my fiancée cheated on me during her bachelorette party. I'm planning on leaving. I don't know how to explain any of this. Last night, I was snooping around and saw her phone go off. It was a message from her friends about the party. I stayed up all night checking her computer, Facebook messages with her friends, and found out that she cheated. By cheating, I don't mean getting a striptease, which I would be okay with. I understand it's a bachelorette party, but she actually gave a stripper a BJ and ended up going home with another guy that night. She has this other guy added on Facebook, but the chat only says, "Had a good time and it was nice to meet you." The date goes back to the night of the bachelorette party. However, I did read the messages between her and her friends, and it seems like it was a one-time thing that happened. But I am a mess. I haven't slept all night, and she is headed for work in an hour, so when she wakes up, it's almost 6 a.m. here. I don't know what to do. We were supposed to get married in 3 weeks. I'm thinking of simply packing all my bags after she goes to work and just leaving the flat. It's her family's flat anyway. We were planning on buying a house together, having kids, and growing old. I feel like I want to throw all that out the window. I am sitting here smelling like liquor, feeling sloshed and depressed. I don't know why, but I'm more of an angry depressed than a sad depressed. I haven't cried since I found out about all of this. Should I confront her? Should I just get out? Should I hear her side of the story? Honestly, I just want to stomp her out right now, but I don't want to do something irrational. Please help. A mini update to this says, I think I've made up my mind about leaving. I'll probably do it while she's at work. I'm not completely sure, but I feel a lot calmer now. I won't be drinking or doing anything stupid. Here's the major update. I've received quite a few private messages regarding what happened, and I got a lot of responses, both positive and negative, that I never imagined would happen. Basically, I left in the morning to take a smoke. My head was still messed up, but reading all the comments helped me. I can't remember who, but there was one guy who said the positive thing about all of this is that I found out before getting married with no children or attachments. I still don't think she cheated, other than that one night. Nothing else indicated anything else. I guess she wanted that to be her last night before settling down or something. I honestly don't know, and I don't care. While I was outside taking a smoke for about 15 to 20 minutes after I left, she woke up and noticed the drinks were out. She asked me what I had been up to and basically came to give me a kiss and a hug. I followed through with it, but honestly felt empty doing it. I didn't want to give her any hints of what I knew. She asked why I had been drinking and why I didn't come to sleep last night. I told her I was just having nightmares, but everything was fine. I felt detached, like I was watching myself in third person through a TV or something. She asked me if any stress was related to the marriage and the plans, and I just told her something along the lines of, "You know I love you. There's no stress I have for the marriage." How can you be stressed about the best thing in your life? She got ready for work and then left. I basically started packing my most important things, like my desktop, computer, most clothes, and some other things. I planned on leaving things like the furniture, TV, and other items. I don't care about anything except leaving. I only took the things that are most important to me so that I don't have to come back. I don't care if she keeps everything else. All in all, I packed about 3 or 4 suitcases, not including my desktop. I canceled the wedding venue and was charged 15% for canceling so early. I didn't mind. I saved screenshots of everything and took them with me. At around 1 p.m., I called a taxi and went to a hotel about 100 kilometers away from my city. I didn't leave any notes or pictures at home. I planned to stay with a close friend who lives in a town about 300 kilometers away, but I needed some alone time in the hotel to process everything. At around 3:30 p.m., my phone started getting spammed with calls from my ex-fiancée, her sister, her friends, her parents, my parents, and a few mutual friends. I only called back my dad and mom since I trust them a lot. I told them a nicer story about what happened and asked them not to say anything to anyone. Around 5 p.m., my dad called me back and said that my ex-fiancée is completely hysterical and has broken down, completely not understanding what's going on. I just told my dad not to intervene and that I need some alone time. Now, I shut my phone down and have been standing silent ever since, like a ghost. I've been sleeping a little, went to the pool here at the hotel, and have just been taking it easy. I don't know if I should respond to them now or wait some more. Her sister knew about what happened at the bachelorette party, and I have the text to prove it. She even laughed about it and told her not to feel guilty because it's a bachelorette party, and women should just go all in on this night. I am seriously considering replying to the sister with just an image of the conversation where she is telling her that it's 10 p.m. There are two final small updates. The first one says, since I still get messages asking what happened, I will leave this here. Yes, I did send the proof to her sister. The part where the sister is talking about it, I have not received any call or message from the sister. My phone is still blowing up with calls and messages from my ex-fiancée. I haven't read any of them yet. I'm thinking of answering or something, but I don't know what to say or what to do. I might make another post later today so I can update everyone with what has happened. Lastly, the final small update to this whole thing says, I might go for a vacation or something. I don't know yet. I will just shortly explain that I really feel like Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets in slow motion. However, instead of dodging bullets, I have dodged a floozy wife, unwanted children with this wife, endless fights, and tons of depression. I honestly feel a lot better knowing that my life will get better. Shortly said about her, she has broken down and is begging me to take her back. So was her sister and her friends. They also came up with the worst excuse of what actually happened. I don't believe them for 2 seconds. During the day, I contacted the co-owner of my business, and I let him know the full story. He told me to take as much time as I need and even advised me to head off to a vacation. This guy's a childhood friend of mine. I don't trust anyone as much as him. My plans have changed a bit. I am staying in this hotel for another few days and then perhaps moving on to the friend I was supposed to go to. I called him up and let him know I want to head off somewhere, perhaps a trip to somewhere nice, another country, or something. It's still not all 100% decided yet, but I know I will be leaving for somewhere. He said he would be up for joining me if he could during the upcoming week since he is still on holiday from his work. We will see how that turns out. Later in the day, I responded to my wife. The calls keep coming in less frequently since I sent that message to her sister. I had this gut feeling that she was going to come up with an excuse of some sort. I picked up the phone, and the first thing I hear is a torn-up voice, if you can say that in English. I could hear she had been crying all day and was in a messed-up state. She kept begging me to come back, that there was an explanation to everything, and that she loves me. She said I have misunderstood the entire situation. I could hear her sister and someone else in the background. I don't know who the other person was, maybe her friend. Anyway, I told her to explain it to me right then and there. She said that because I only see a small part of the conversation, it's all been misunderstood, that I should come back home, that she loves me, and that I have taken a rational decision to leave without any real reason during the entire conversation. I was giving short, empty answers in a cold way. When my partner told me there was a misunderstanding, I told her to call me back in 10 minutes and to check Messenger. After hanging up, I sent her the entire conversation with a ton of screenshots. She called back in hysterics within 2 minutes, apologizing and saying she wants to die rather than lose me. She explained that she was forced by her friends and sister to have fun before getting married. She begged me to take her back, even suggesting that I sleep with other women to get back at her. I told her that wasn't necessary, as she was the only woman I needed. She kept begging, and I eventually said that if she comes clean to her parents and family, I would think about it. Her father called me up, apologizing for everything and telling me I was always welcome in his home. Her mother then took the phone and apologized, saying it would never happen again. My ex-fiancée called me back, begging me to come back and apologizing over and over. I didn't say much in response. I just told her not to cry and that she shouldn't be apologizing because single women like herself are allowed to do these things. I hope she finds Mr. Right. She starts crying even harder and her sister takes the phone and says sorry and tells me everything can be fixed. She tells me I said I would take her back now that she told everyone what she did. I told the sister I only said I would think about it. Now that I have realized I dodged a bullet, I wish her and her sister the best. She then tells me her sister is turning into a dangerous situation of wanting to unlive herself because of all of this. This is going to lead into a depression that can take her life. The only thing I said after she told me that was, well, it's a good thing you are close to her so you can make sure she doesn't do that to herself. Maybe take her to a doctor or something after this. I just hung up. My phone has been blowing up with messages from everyone, mutual friends, her, and her sister saying sorry and basically begging me to come back. I don't plan on responding. I honestly feel a lot better right now, like I can move on. I will be going for a vacation this upcoming week. If something more happens, I'll let you guys know. I don't know when I feel okay to start dating/meeting women again, but we will see. My best friend, the co-owner of my company, hired someone to take care of the company for us and also booked a month-long vacation for the both of us. I am so lucky to have such a good person in my life, and I hope you are all able to find a friend like this. I would do the same for him. He's been a friend since we were kids, and if I lost all other people I know, he would be there for me. So, a big thanks to him. Man, this is really devastating, but as he's already pointed out, it is a good thing that if this was going to happen in general, that he knew before entering into a lifelong commitment with this other person. I mean, what would have happened if he didn't find this out? Would she have just taken this to the grave? Would have all of her friends and her sister just taken us to the grave, all knowing what has happened with not just one guy, but two guys here in the same night? It is kind of crazy that she's able to dissociate herself to that degree where it's almost like it didn't even happen at all until she's directly confronted with reality. It seems like in a lot of these stories, the person that's in the wife's position, the cheater, somehow is able to operate as if it doesn't exist until it is totally unavoidable. Which is strange, because it's not a personal secret. It's something that this whole group of people know about. Somehow I don't think the takeaway from this is going to be don't cheat or don't do this someone you care about, but it's probably going to be hide this better. I am really glad that he does have this friend to help him through this, and he does have parents. He can count on having someone in his life who supports him, which is something many people don't have. Having this support doesn't magically make things better, but it certainly helps. It really makes you think, if she's willing to make all these concessions in order to have him stay with her, why would she do something like this in the first place? He gave her a chance to explain, but she only suggested he come back home and explain later. When he insisted she explain immediately over the phone, she couldn't provide a real explanation. She was going to keep lying until he sent her all the documentation he had, which is sad. It's surprising that he was able to keep his composure the first night when she approached him while he was smoking a cigarette and had to pretend like everything was fine. Some people responding to this situation have said that this kind of thing happens all the time at bachelorette parties, but that's not something he has heard of. He wonders if it's a common occurrence and asks for feedback from viewers. There's a difference between what he says he's okay with and what actually happened. He was okay with her getting dances from the dancers, but not with her fulfilling her carnal desires to the point that she did. If the acts themselves weren't enough to convince him to leave, the way she and her sister tried to manipulate things up until the bitter end was the final confirmation he needed. If she's willing to lie so convincingly and have people coordinate with her to make it seem like it's real and convince herself that she didn't do anything wrong, it's scary to imagine what other situations might look like in the future.